disperse the people, and this is the technique they've been using for time. This is how they were able to conquer the world, by using the tactics such as divide and conquer. So the way you can further conquer or infiltrate the minds of the people is by dividing them. That's Esau's technique. Another one of his techniques.
Can I say something? I was listening to LBC radio yesterday.
Oh yeah, LBC.
And there were people calling into the show saying whether they think 221 would be better or worse than 220. And one guy, well not one guy, but quite a few people were phoning up in there saying, oh, I can't wait for this all to be over. I wish all these conspiracy theorists would just shut up because we need to get out of this situation. And I'm sick of hearing them talking about the vaccine's dangerous and dangerous. I'm going to take it and I'm going to be first in line because I want to get back to a normal life. That's how these people are acting now. It's just
but that goes back to what I was saying before. That's because Esau's putting people in the corner. They put them in the corner to force people to get the zines. Because they know people ain't going to take the zines naturally.
Yeah.
They even lied and said on Sky News 600,000 people took the zines. Hey, come on, ain't nobody taking no goddamn zines. They're lying. They want to promote the idea that people are taking it seriously. Now, you may have a few there and there knuckleheads that might, go there and there and take it, but it ain't as much as they're displaying it to be. You know what I'm saying? But the point, like the brother's saying, they want to push you towards a corner so that you can take it, so you can go and live your little jolly old normal life.
It's like a nice old thing as well. You're very right about that. But they're using the peer pressure. Because they want to turn people against their neighbours. Like, I'm taking the vaccine, we need to come out of lockdown, you need to take it too. I'm not taking it. Oh, you're the enemy. We need to get these people rounded up or whatever so you can go back to a normal way of life. Esau's basically setting up the pieces like that. So people are going to start to come against each other, which is prophesied, A man shall destroy another man's house with a sword and so on and so forth.
And you know what I'm also thinking about too, Salaki, brother? You know what I'm thinking about too, You know the scripture where it says on how the elect, I believe it's in Matthew, it says that the elect will be hated. So you may be in a situation where you might be in your own neighborhood and Esau, they may, I don't know how they're going to do it, man, but they're going to do it in a way where they're going to put you on display and say, look, see, such and such in your neighborhood don't have the zines. So then people in your neighborhood, they're going to be looking at you crazy, like, what's wrong with this nigga? What's wrong with this guy?
I was thinking about that as well.
Yeah, because the scripture says we prophesy in part, we know in part.
Like that.
Because we don't actually know how Esau's going to roll out his whole agenda. We know, like, his devices, like the mark of the beast, the microchip, right? But we don't know exactly how he's going to go about deceiving the people and, you know what I'm saying? So, but one thing we do know is that as time goes on, everything starts to line up. Everything starts to make more sense, and we start to see, this is how it looks like Esau's going to try and go about it this way. You know what I mean?
Like it says in the book of Revelation 13, it says he will cause of all from small and great. So he's using that technique of causing all to take the zine.
But we don't know how he's going to cause it. Like, it says that he's going to cause people to do it, but before the lockdowns and everything, we didn't know how Esau was going to go about causing people to take that chip. It's only now that we're seeing things is making more sense how he's going to go about doing it. But also because we're going into this devil and how he lies, how he sets up puppets, right? Even like these religious leaders, man, these church ministers, man. And there's documents saying that a lot of Jake pastors, they're refusing to teach their congregation to take the vaccine, man.
I wonder why that is.
You know what I mean? This is Jeremiah 23 verse 1. Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, saith Yahawah. Therefore thus saith the Lord God of Israel, against the pastors that feed my people. Ye have scattered my flock and driven them away, and have not visited them. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doings, saith Yahawah. So we know that General Yahawah, he's one of them. He's destroying the sheep of his pasture. He's not visiting them. By telling them, warning them about the troubles to come, the evils to come. You know what I mean? Instead, he's prophesying peace. He's trying to say, take the vaccine, man.
Yeah, it's going to be okay.
It'll be okay. He's prophesying peace when there is no peace, man. rats. Who's got? You said you got something?
Boy, the demons are fucking around today. Hold on one second. I might as well bring this one out. Ezekiel 3:18 says, when I say unto the wicked, thou shalt... When I say, Ezekiel 3:18, when I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speaketh to warn the wicked from his wicked way, to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity. But his blood will I require at thine hand.
Read that again.
When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speaketh to warn the wicked from his wicked way, to save his life.
To save his life, man. But
the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thine hand.
See that? So he's gonna get one hell of a judgment, that guy, man.
Bit more, bit more, yeah? 19 it says, yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy own soul. Last one.
So that's a situation where you've warned them, but they refuse to take warning. So that's on them. Go on.
Again, when a righteous man doth turn from his righteousness and commit iniquity, and I lay a stumbling block before him, he shall die, because thou hast not given him warning. He shall die in his sin, and his righteousness which he hath done shall not be remembered, but his blood will I require at thine hand.
So again, you got to endure to the end, man. Don't trust in your righteousness, in all the righteousness that you've done, because in one wickedness the Most High will destroy you just off of that, man. You know what I mean? And it shows you that the righteousness and the wickedness that you do is all being recorded.
And you know too, and when you go deeper, what that's really talking about is when you forsake the truth, technically, because when you like it says in Ezekiel 18:24, is that the one you was reading, brother?
Yeah, that was Ezekiel
18:24, yeah.
That was 18, chapter 18.
Yeah, so yeah, when you come into the truth and you do all of the right things and like coming out here doing the work and teaching the ministry of Yahawashi the way it's supposed to be taught, you're doing everything to the T-bone, and then all of a sudden you do some outline wicked shit. Now, can the Lord forgive you? Yeah, he can forgive you. But when you willfully sin, like for example, you're doing something you know you shouldn't be doing, but you're just doing your own thing, and it leads you to the point where you just disassociate from the truth. All of your righteousness will not be remembered at all, because you basically left every single thing that you were supposed to uphold, and also you've left you pretty much getting saved as well when you disassociate from this realm here. You know what I'm saying? I just want to read one more precept, just one precept real quick, if you can, brother. Get me Hebrews chapter 10 and read I believe it's 38 to 39. You know what I'm talking about. Like the brother said, that's why we got to endure to the end. We can't look back. We got to move forward. Now, like I always say, there's going to be times when you're going to fall short. It says a righteous man falleth down 7 times, but get it back up. We're going to fall. It just comes with the territory of us being in our lower estate. But when you just leave the truth, you give the Most High a cold shoulder, that's your ass. You're done. Go on, brother. Just looking for. Yes, 30. Begin with 39. Like for example, there was this one guy that was in the Washington camp, and this dude out just straight committed adultery, man. They called him the Seattle Snake.
That's the one that put out of that building.
Yeah.
I remember that guy. You look like the devil, man. That guy looked like the Lord. He looked like a rat, bro.
Like an Ephraimite rat. Yeah, so what he did was he just committed adultery. He didn't think about it. He just he basically catered to his flesh, and then he left GMS and then went to what's his name, man? He went to what's the other guy's name, man? He went to Zabak's camp and did the same thing as Zabak's camp.
Zabak, he committed adultery too. Man.
Yeah, he committed
adulterous. Yeah.
That's the adulterous camp, man.
So when you willfully sin, man, and you do something that's totally contrary to this faith, then you going off, man. You going way off, because we sin. Like there may be things that happen where you sin because it's like it's the flesh. Like the Apostle Paul said, it's not I that do this, but sin that dwelleth in me. So you can sin, but it's not that you willfully did it yourself, it's because of the flesh. But when you willfully just cater to your flesh, where you may even have a thought of, man, these niggas is, I can't, what are these niggas talking about? Like, I'm standing there all day doing this work, and I ain't really get nothing out of it, man. I'm gonna just leave these niggas, or I might go out there and teach my own thing, but you're doing some kind of sin that's just straight, it's just outright out of order. You know what I'm saying? But I want to just read this, because this really breaks it all down.
This is Hebrews 10, and start at verse 35. Cast not away therefore your confidence, which you have great recompense of reward.
Yeah.
For you have need of patience, that after you have done the will of the Most High, you might receive the promise.
Yeah, you might receive the promise. That's if you're endured to the end. Go on.
For yet a little while, and he that shall come will come, and will not tarry. Now the just shall live by faith. But if any man draw back,
that's the one, yeah.
My soul shall have no pleasure in him.
Yeah, so if you draw back from what you know in terms of this truth is concerned, everything that makes up this truth, and you turn back from that, or you just, like I said, you willfully just going about it your own way, then the Lord is going to take you out of it. Like the scripture says in Revelation, Salaki, brother, it says in Revelations, the 3rd chapter, it says that if thou art lukewarm, I will spew thee out of my mouth. So you got to be hot, you got to be fervent in the spirit, and you have to be sincere. That's another thing too. A lot of guys come in and they're not really sincere. It's more of a joke. This is not a joke. This is life and death. You know what I'm saying? I always say this too, like, and I mean, hey, brothers are gonna go through their differences and their different thing, and I'll wash all the time with Jacob's trouble. But you gotta be so sincere to the point where you willing to die for this truth, because all you know is that there's nothing in this world for us anyway. All we're here for is to suffer and to go through the curses. But we know through death, we'll transition over death and get into immortality, and then enter into the world of life. You understand? So
we're on a mission.
That's
it.
Scripture say that we're pilgrims.
Yeah.
Keep looking.
Like you said, the precept, the what? Like you said that we're pilgrims, right?
Yeah.
The scriptures also say that we have no continual city.
We have no continuity. There's nothing for us here. You know what I mean? It's not like we have a major multi-billion industry. You know what I'm saying? You see that?
Corporation.
You get what I mean? Like, we have something for us here.
Right.
Hi brothers, can you see that? Since I've got here, I've been looking at that. It's like a cloud, but it's like you see it flashing.
Yes, you're talking about it's with the
It's like a dot.
Yeah. It's just sitting there, isn't it? Yeah. Don't you think that's the sun or something? The moon?
Yeah, because the moon's not that normally that size, but it could be the moon still.
What is that?
Yeah. Chariots they can cloak themselves as well.
Definitely that ain't the moon.
Because I used to just look, when it was a clear sky, I used to just look up in it for chariots then, but then you can see chariots in clads too. It's possible. I've seen a chariot in a clad, and it looked like that, and then it just started flashing, and it went boom. I thought I was bugging out, man. It could be a chariot.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah. But we're not sure, you know.
This is 1 Maccabees chapter 1 verse 41.
It's just a little bit more.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. And I looked up, it's gone. It could have been a chariot.
No, it's still there. It's just the clouds going past. It's still there.
Don't be surprised if it's not there. Go on, carry on.
Who
Read.
draw back into perdition.
Yeah.
But of them that believe to the saving of the soul.
Yeah, so if we believe that alone, then we believe that we're going to be saved, obviously. You know, so it's all about continuing on with what we were taught and what we know, man. Continuing all of that. Continuing your righteousness. Don't lean, the scripture says, lean not unto thy own understanding, man.
Right.
And another way where you can pretty much just get yourself out of the truth. It's like, let's say for example, you've been rebuked about something, or you've been reproved on something, but you still doing the same shit, willfully doing the same shit that you've been reproved from doing. Then you a wicked ass nigga, man. You gotta go, because you're not taking heed to the reproof. You understand? Now you may have brothers that may, feel some kind of way or whatever, but you gotta be sincere, and you gotta leave away that niggerism, man, because we all were niggas in the world. All of us were niggas in the world. Now this may apply to whoever it applies to, because you got brothers coming in the faith as well, and they may have a certain attitude, but the best way to be in this thing, man, is to forsake your old you. Put away all of your old you, so that you can be renewed and transformed in Yahawashi. That's all I gotta say on that.
Precept. What? Psalms 119 and 9. Wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way?
Yeah.
By taking heed thereto according to the word.
King, if you notice, it says, how should a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed thereto. So if you take heed to the scriptures, you're supposed to continue in taking heed to the scriptures, not doing your own thing and deviating from the scriptures, because all you're doing is you're drawing back from the righteousness which was set before you.
You guys racist?
Huh? Yeah, he's starting trouble, man. He's starting trouble.
No, I'm not trying. No. I got 7 mixed race children. I'm not racist. I just want to know if you think the white people are the bad.
This is Proverbs 29 and 1. He that hardeneth, he that often being reproved hardeneth his neck, shall suddenly be destroyed, and without remedy.
That's what I was talking about, brother. That's a good scripture.
Tell me.
So, if you're the kind of brother where you're hardening your heart, and you've been told to do, and you're not doing it,
I love
and you're willfully pretty much going about your own way, then that's not good, man.
I have many black friends.
You know what I'm saying?
I got seven mixed race children, and I love my missus. I love her to bits.
But you know, though, I'm gonna be honest though. I'll keep
Polish.
it.
I'm Polish. I'm not racist at all.
But I'll be honest though, right?
Not
I'll
all
answer
white
the man's
people are
question.
racist.
We are racist. We are. But
maybe
let's get to the Deuteronomy 7 and 6.
You should think about what's been going on. Yeah, like when you were suffering. Yeah, because I know you were suffering. Yeah? We were suffering as well. We were under occupation of other countries, and we were treated like slaves, even though they were white.
Well, I'll say this to you, brother. I'll say this to you, man. If you on the right side of the fence, then you may not have to worry about us getting on you. Because really, I'm going to be honest with you, brother. I'm going to be honest with you, right? We are racist. We are. Let's get the scriptures on.
Deuteronomy 7
anyway,
and 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord Yahawah Yahawashi. The Lord Yahawah Yahawashi have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
So in other words, the Most High is a racist.
Above
so if the Most High,
remember,
as a matter of fact, hold that.
Not all white people are racist.
10, verse 34.
No, they're not. And the thing is,
I'll say
as
this.
humans, we should be embracing ourselves, not being against each other.
But like I said,
there's some racist people out there. And
I understand that, but you gotta let me talk. We talking.
Yes, sir.
So, like you said, you're right. There's racist people out there, etc., etc. But I'm telling you the truth about where we stand, where we stand because of what happened to our people and all the above. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. You may not be of that elk. You may be of our elk. You don't know. So I'm being honest with you. But I'm going to be honest with you again and say that we are racist, and we don't like Edomites. We don't like pure predators over white. So let's get this.
There wasn't
Matthew 10 and 34.
And really, in all reality, we're racist towards all of the other nations concerning the gospel. Now, when you look up the word racist, just let me finish. Let me finish what I'm saying. When you look up the word racist, it don't really mean anything in terms of you being anti, Chinese or anti, anti-anything. It just simply means you for your own people. So let's say, for example, my team is playing. Hear what I'm saying, brother.
And they hate white people as well.
No, hear what I'm saying. Hear what I'm saying, yeah? Let's say my team is playing. Let's say I'm from the Western Islands. I'm from Jamaica. And Jamaica's playing, yeah? I'm going to be supporting Jamaica, the team Jamaica. So based on the understanding of the word racist, I'm for my own people. There ain't nothing wrong with that. If you saying if you're for your own people, you're for the Polish people, ain't nothing wrong with that. So there's nothing wrong with being a racist.
I'm just saying, that we all, not all races. We know. We know. I got my cousins, my nephews are black. You know what I mean? And we love each other. We do. We spend each other. Yesterday I had a...
Because you think that is about hate. It's beyond hate. No, it's past hate. Like, because we could hate white people for slavery and that. We could. But exactly. But now it's past that. It's past hate. It's about the will of God. God said that your people, that not even the so-called white people, but Edomites, that the Most High, you are the wicked. Yeah. You're the wicked. It's your time to rule, and then you're gonna go into slavery. Now I could hate you. I could love you, but you're still gonna go into slavery. Yeah. If you're not of our people, if you're not an Israelite, your future is slavery. That's it.
I know the Israelites were black.
Get slavery scriptures.
Yeah,
right?
I know
get all
the Jesus was black.
Right.
I know that. So
it's got nothing to do with hatred.
I'm not religious. Yeah? My parents are Jehovah's Witnesses. They're very strict. But I always was like, no, I don't believe in religion. Right, I believe in what you feel in your heart is how you're supposed to be.
But could I'm going to just say this though, right? Just to add on to what you were saying, the one, right? About how it's not even a matter about hate. It's a matter about what the will of the Lord is. And the point of the matter is this, man. Like, look, like I'm going to just come straight to the gate.
Can I just ask you one question?
Let me finish
None
talking.
of you
let
guys
me talk,
slept
brother.
with a white woman?
No, let me talk, man.
There you go, sir.
Let me talk. It doesn't matter. That don't even matter, right? Let me just say what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this: we've been dealing with a whole lot of BS coming from you Edomites.
You should see my kids.
All right, we've been going through all of this oppression, being shot by the police, going through all of this shenanigans that we have to deal with your people, and yet we gotta just let bygones be bygones. We're not letting bygones be bygones over here. Your people, if you're on the right side of the fence, you ain't gotta worry about it.
My people are Polish.
You understand what I'm saying? But if you are purebred Edomite, you're going into slavery. Now let's get this.
This is Revelations.
We're gonna let the scriptures talk.
Revelations 13 and 9.
Yeah.
If any man have an ear, let him hear.
Yeah.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
Yeah, so it's been documented that one race of people led another race of people into slavery, and that's the so-called white people, and including the Arabs, and including the Hamites. So what's going to happen to them? What's going to happen to them is that they're going to suffer the same thing that we've suffered in 1,000 times more.
No,
okay, because man, we've been dealing with a whole lot of nonsense with other nations
for over 1,000 years.
Okay, and the Heavenly Father is sick and tired of these people as well, blaspheming His name.
We've been in slavery, but just not for...
Let's continue on.
And he that killeth with a sword must be killed with a sword.
Back here in the time of the 15th century, oh man, let me just talk, man. Let me finish.
I'm sorry, I'm not disrespecting you.
Yeah, but you are, because you talking, bro. You gotta let me finish and you can speak.
Yes, sir.
So what I'm saying, you could be here as long as you want to be. But just be orderly, brother. Now what I'm saying is this, right? Is this. Now, going back to the 15th century, like the scripture says, he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. That's what they did to the tribe of Gad, the people of the so-called Native Americans. Okay, they went over there, they went over to the shores of America, massacred those people over there, right? And even if you just would have just go in one state and wipe off one state of people, that's a whole lot of people. But they took the whole country. So we're supposed to just stand here and just, okay, yeah, we gotta let bygones be bygones. It's all cool. Now them times is over. And it's not even about me hating on them. It's really about the Most High.
God hates Edomites.
It's really about the Most High. And let's get the scriptures on how the Lord hates Edomites. Let's get Romans 9.
It's in the Bible. It's in the Bible.
The only love that you have,
acting like a victim.
The only hope that he has, is if he's one of us. If he's not one of us, he's going into slavery. Bottom line in the story. Now let's read this.
No, seriously,
you know where it says, why would you Jacob if I love you, Esau if I hate you?
Please, sir. I'm recording. I'm gonna put this on the
You know what, my man? You can record anything you want. I don't really care.
I just don't understand.
That's fine. I don't care.
Why would you hate white people just for being white? Please, sir.
Why would I hate? Why would I hate you for being white?
I'm not,
bro. You're not even. You're not. Listen, your people are not white. You're Edomites. You're red people. For one, and number two, we don't hate you because of the color of your skin. We hate you because of what your because of your actions.
We're not even white.
Now let's read this.
We're pink. You guys not
No,
even
Romans.
black.
It's in Romans 9, brother.
Cocoa.
Exactly.
You know, black. Like, you know what I mean? And we should love each other.
Yeah, we should love each other, but we don't love each other. It doesn't exist. We should. It sounds good, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's the case.
I reckon you as well, sir. Yeah? You don't even want to talk to me.
This is the word of promise.
Is it because I'm white?
9:9.
You don't even want to
For
talk
this is the word of promise. At this time I will come, and Sarah shall have a son. And not only this, but Rebecca also had conceived by one, even our father Isaac. For the children not yet born.
Right, so it says for the children not yet being born. Let's get to the scriptures and let's focus on what the Lord is saying. Because we can argue tit for tat, tat for tit, but you know what stands? The Most High's word in His counsel stands. Get that in Proverbs 19 after we get done reading that. Let's read this.
For the children not yet being born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of the Most High according to election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth.
Yeah, because when you really look at Esau did the works to his father Isaac by getting him in venison.
I've seen you guys
but yet
in
still,
America,
he wasn't even counted. He didn't get the correct lesson as Jacob got.
But they're very racist.
And then later found out that
reason.
Jacob was the one that the Lord was dealing with concerning the covenant. On top of that, Esau didn't get the covenant. Go on, bro.
It was said unto her, the elder shall serve
My
the younger.
parents are Jehovah's Witnesses.
As it is written,
very strict.
Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
Right, and you know what too, at the same time as well, you see when Edomites say, right, I got black friends, I got black this, I got black that.
I just want you to know,
really,
I love
what they're doing is they're deflecting, because really they are racist. They're genuine racist, and they recognize the races that we're providing to them, because that's what they really are.
There's nothing about me that's racist.
He's just trying to hide himself. He's creating a facade. He's made a facade, and he's coming up here trying to act like he's down.
Is it me?
No, I'm talking to you. I'm being honest, bro.
I swear to you, I've never been racist in my life.
Jacob
when
have
I was 5 years old,
but Esau have I hated.
Right, Jacob have I loved, and Esau have I hated. So God hated the Edomites. The Most High, Yahawah,
and you know what he said to
hated
me?
the Edomites. I'm not saying this to be braggadocious or to get views. This is the truth.
Apart from white,
the Most High hates these devils, man.
This is the most beautiful people in the world.
Say that
was my father's
is there unrighteousness with the Most High?
And I went,
the Most High forbid.
Sorry, I was 5
For he
years old.
saith unto Moses,
and my father said this is the most beautiful people in the world because the mixture of white and black.
Now I'm gonna be honest. Now this guy
could be communist country.
This dude could be a Jake. He could be an Israelite, but if he's not an Israelite, he's going into slavery. He's going to suffer the same thing that we've suffered under his society.
I swear to you,
and much more greater.
I've been taught to be hated.
It is a righteous thing to recompense trouble
taught me
unto
to love everybody.
Okay? If you can get me that, brother. Matter of fact, what do you got?
And my father
Isaiah 40:17. All nations before him are as nothing.
I'm here.
And they are counted to him less than nothing.
Yeah, so even if we hate him when we love him, it doesn't really make a difference.
I do not hate
the point stands is that the Heavenly Father is a racist.
No, my father
now the word
racist,
like I broke it down, I'm gonna break the word down.
We were in a white country.
The word racist simply means to be for your own people. We're for our own people.
God is a racist, that's what he said.
No!
Alright, as well as the Most High,
we should be loving each other.
We are for our own people. That's the bottom line.
My missus
we're not going to be talking
loves you to bits.
And debate, and I'm not going to debate
so
this
much
guy.
time together.
And the guy that's respectful is a man strong and he's coming over here.
His father that passed away, loved me.
We could get that later, brother. Let's finish this.
He loved me because the way I was
got another one. Isaiah 40:15.
Okay, we'll get this thing.
Behold the nations.
Better or worse. I was just straight with him.
You just scored it.
My missus' father.
This is 1 John 5:3.
He loved me.
For this is love.
And I loved him.
This is the love of the Most High, that we keep His commandments, and His commandments are not grievous.
Yeah.
Let me read that again. 1 John 5:3. For this is love.
No good.
Because see, people use words and they don't even understand the words they're using. Right? And I just broke the word down and he's still saying,
my parents were Jehovah's Witnesses.
Come on, man. So
I never had a birthday, I never had Christmas,
that's what love
I never
is.
had anything.
When you keep the law, you're showing love to your brother.
Yeah?
You're not going to commit adultery with your brother's wife.
I know Bible.
All right? So that's the thing.
And none of you should hate.
We done with that now. Let's go
someone that's different race. You shouldn't.
All right.
Can I bring something?
Yeah, go on.
Sir, I will never hate you. Just because you're from a different race.
I got Jeremiah 17:3 because he was saying about he thinks
this is what I'm saying. They're trying to make it personal. Like this is something.
No, I'm just saying.
Listen.
We shouldn't hate each other.
Yeah, I know, but regardless of if we hate you or not, the will of God will stand. It's not. You just stop taking it personally. Like we have something against you.
Look, there's racist people out there.
It's not. Forget racism. Forget racism. We're prophets. We're prophets, and our job is to tell you
what's
the will of
What's your
God.
ancestors? Where you come from? Caribbean? Are you Caribbean people?
Let me finish this.
Are you Caribbean people?
But Jeremiah 17:9, because he was saying, I feel with my heart. The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? The heart is deceitful above all things.
Yes, I know.
And desperately wicked.
Yeah. So
who can know it?
So we gotta go
Just
follow the
because the
scriptures.
Vatican
That's our heritage. Our heritage is within this book. So we follow the book. So whatever the book says, we're going with the book. We're not going to be going by our heart. So we left this guy. Whatever. The scripture says that the Lord hated the Edomites and that they're going into slavery and they're going to having to deal with an oppressive life.
We know he had a curly hair.
All right, that's what's going to happen.
He was a dark skin.
Now that's all I got to say on that.
Yeah,
I know, guys. I know. I know Jesus was dark skinned man.
This is the Malachi 1:1.
You gotta listen. Now, do you believe in the Bible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you know that the Jews are black.
Yes, sir.
Right, so we're trying to tell our people that we're the Jews.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
And you have to understand that when we speak against so-called white people, it's because
white people, Jewish people,
so-called white people,
the ones that run the country, that run the world, the Jewish.
But we're here to let listen. If we're here to let everybody know, if you're not of our people, you're going to be a slave in the world to come. Now that doesn't mean that doesn't matter whether we hate you or not.
Sir,
that is the will of God.
We all gonna be slaves.
All right.
The way the Jewish businessmen
Isaiah 14
doing everything, we all gonna be slaves. So regardless of our culture, regardless of our color, we all gonna be slaves to the system. I was saying that since I was a young man, I was saying that we all gonna be slaves. And we are slaves.
Now someone give Malachi.
Yeah, you get that out.
We all gonna be slaves. Regardless of culture, regardless of color, we all gonna be slaves.
Yeah, hold it. Get that Malachi.
I'm just saying, we're not enemies. We're not enemies. We're not.
Right, because you
might think
you keep like you're trying to persuade us. You gotta listen.
Sir, I have more black friends than actual white friends.
You can have as many black Polish friends. Want, but I'm just saying, if you're an Edomite, if you go back to a man called Esau, your future is slavery, man. Now I'm not saying that because I hate you. It's not got nothing to do with hate. If there's a mouth. Indian people enslaved themselves too. Chinese people enslaved themselves, their own people too.
Who were the first slave owners? Slave runners.
Slavery is an ancient thing.
The black people.
But I'm trying to say that we as a people.
They were the kings. They were the people that were just.
This is Malachi. Malachi
is my son.
And 2. I have loved you, saith the Lord, Yahawah, Yahawashi.
See, that saith the Lord, Yahawah. So we're here to tell you the words of the Most High.
You know what? You might hate me for my color.
You keep making it personal, like we hate you because of your color. No, it's not because of that. We're telling you what God is saying. Read that again.
I have loved you, saith the Lord, Yahawashi.
Start from the top.
Malachi 1, the burden of the word of the Lord,
the word of the Lord. We're trying to tell you the word of God.
Yes.
Now listen. Now listen.
To Israel by Malachi.
By the prophet Malachi. Go ahead.
I have loved you, saith the Lord Yahawashi.
The Lord has loved us, the Israelites, so-called black people, Native American people, Hispanic people. Go ahead.
Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us?
So we turn around and say, how has God loved us? We went into slavery.